Hello children, today we will begin with the next topic, that is microbes in human welfare. Microbes in human welfare, it is for 6 hours, that is the teaching hour is 6 and it is having the 6 marks weightage which usually will be asked in 1 plus 5. So in the microbes in human welfare, we will study the useful microbes which are economically important to us. So which will play a very important role in our economy. Let me go to the next slide. So first we will go through the introduction. Microbes, these are a very small organisms which are found on the earth, and these are they are also important biological components which are present on the earth, and they are the part of our biodiversity. You can't imagine, without the microbes the world would have been totally different. Fine. So whenever you will study about the biodiversities, you will name three important components, that is plants, animals and the microorganisms. These microorganisms are not seen with our naked eyes. We have to use the microscope. Fine. And these microbes, they belong to the kingdom Monera and Protista. They belong to the kingdom Monera and Protista. They are very small. They are very small, even less than 0.1 micrometer. Fine. And microbes, they are present in all the habitats. They are present in all the possible habitats where the survival of life is possible. Like they are present in the water, in the soil, in the air, inside the body of plants, animals, and even in the harsh conditions like the thermal vents where the temperature is 1000 degrees Celsius, and deep in the soil where the survival will become very difficult, and even under the layers of the snow which may be of several meter thickness, and even in the highly acidic environment the microbes can survive. About this you have studied in the first year, like acidophiles, thermophiles, halophiles you have studied. And how these microbes are useful? During the metabolic activities, the microbes produces certain chemicals as a byproduct. During the metabolic activities, the microbes will produce certain chemicals as a byproduct, and these chemicals are useful to the human society. They are useful to the human beings, and that use we are using for our economic purpose. These microbes are used in different fields, like they are used in the household products, they are used in the industrial products, they are also used in the they are also used as fertilizer in the agriculture. They are used in the chemical factories for the production of certain chemicals. Fine, they have got a very important role. They will play a very important role. When we give the examples of microbes, it also includes the protozoans, bacteria, fungi, microscopic plants like algae, viruses, viroids, prions, etc. Viroids, they are the RNA particles. They are highly infectious. Even the prions, they are the proteinaceous infectious agents like that you have studied. They are the protein particles which have got a highly infection capacity. Fine. Now, microbes like bacteria and fungi, they are grown in a nutritive media. They are grown in a nutritive media. Fine. What do you mean by nutritive media or culture media? A media in which all the required nutrients for the growth of the microbes are present. That is called the nutritive media. So in here we have got the images of the nutritive media in a petri plate, where you will see the colonies of many fungi. So that is about the culture media or nutritive media. In the human health and diseases, you have studied many microbes which causes the disease, which were causing the disease. So here we are dealing, in this topic we are dealing with the useful microbes which are useful to the human society. Now first let us go through the microbes in household products. Microbes in household products. In daily, in our day to day life, what we are using, those we will discuss here. In the image you can see the curd, bread, idli, khaman, dhokla, dose, etc. These are all the byproduct. These are all the products which are prepared by using the microbe. Let us see the preparation of these one by one. First, let me go through the curd. Importance of microbes in household product. It is a 5-mark question which is asked in the annual exam. Now curd, it is a byproduct of the milk. It is a milk product. It is prepared out of the milk. That is why you will say this as a milk product. So here you know the preparation of the curd, how curd is prepared. Fine. So curd here a little, suppose a family of 5 members, if it is there, half a liter of milk is boiled properly, then it is cooled to the room temperature. We have to see that the milk, when we put for curdling, it should be lukewarm. In cold milk we can't put the curd, we can't convert the curd into milk into curd. So the milk must be lukewarm. Then we have to add a half a teaspoon of curd, 1 day old curd, as an inoculum or a starter. The curd what we are adding to the lukewarm milk is called inoculum or starter, because it contains millions of lactic acid bacteria. It contains bacteria. So when we add, these bacteria will be having the favorable environmental condition, that is the milk. By using the lactic acid bacteria which is there in the curd will start growing, it will start multiplying. During multiplication, lactogen of the milk will get converted into lactic acid and casein will get partly digested. So thus the lab bacteria will coagulate the milk and it also partially digests the milk protein like casein. Fine. Thus milk will get converted into curd within 6 to 8 hours. Within 6 to 8 hours milk will get converted into curd. These bacteria, that is the lab bacteria, they will improve the nutritional quality of the milk by increasing vitamin B12. Fine, it will increase the vitamin B12, thus it increases the nutritional quality, and also it will improve the microbial colonies of the intestine and check the diseases caused by the microbes in the stomach. Fine. That is why it will play a very important role in the alimentary canal. So the peculiar, or I can say the characteristics, taste and flavor of the curd is because of the presence of lactic acid and acetaldehyde in it. Fine. So that is about the curd. Let us just remember the importance of lab bacteria. What do you mean by lab? Lab, it stands for lactic acid bacteria. Lab, it stands for lactic acid bacteria, and this will improve the nutritional quality in the curd by adding vitamin B12 and checking diseases caused by the microbes in the stomach. Fine. So what is inoculum? It is the small amount of curd which we are adding to the lukewarm milk to convert that into curd. Let me go to the next slide. Dough. So the dough which are used for making idli, dosa, jalebi, bread, they are all fermented product. Now, idli, dosa, they are very common. Idli and dosa, they are prepared by using rice and the black gram. They are soaked for 4 to 6 hours, then they are grounded, then they are kept fine for 4 to 6 hours for the fermentation. During fermentation, what will happen? The microbes which are there in the atmosphere, they will get settled down in the dough, like Leuconostoc mesenteroid. Mesenteroid. It is a common one which we will see in the atmosphere. Fine. They will get settled down. Leuconostoc mesenteroid I told, and Streptococcus faecalis. Streptococcus faecalis, it is also a kind of microbe which is present in the atmosphere. Fine. Pediococcus cerevisiae. Pediococcus cerevisiae is also a microbe which is present in the atmosphere, and they will help in the fermentation of the dough. Idli, dosa, dough. Fine. What all microbes? They are given in your book. That is Streptococcus faecalis, Pediococcus cerevisiae, and Leuconostoc mesenteroid. Leuconostoc mesenteroid. So these are the microbes. These are the microbes which will help in the fermentation of the dough. So during fermentation, these microbes releases large amount of carbon dioxide. They releases the large amount of carbon dioxide, and the release of carbon dioxide convert the dough into spongy, puffy it will become. So that is why the products which are prepared out of this dough will become very spongy and fluffy. Fine. And how about the bread? So bread is prepared out of the wheat flour and the yeast. Yeast, it is a unicellular fungi which is called as Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Yeast is also called baker's yeast because of its importance in the bakery. It is also called baker's yeast. It is asked for 1 mark in annual exam. The scientific name of the yeast, that is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. And the importance of lab in the nutrition. What is the important role it will play? What important role does it play? It will increase the nutritional quality by increasing vitamin B12 and also by checking the disease causing microbes in the stomach. Fine. Now that is about the dough. Let me go to the next slide. Toddy. Toddy, it is a traditional drink which is oftenly used in South India during certain occasions. So this toddy, it is prepared out of the unopened spadix of a coconut plant. Unopened spadix of a coconut plant, or even we can prepare it through the toddy fruit. Toddy fruit usually we will see in our side during summer. So the juice is extracted from the toddy plant and it is consumed. It is consumed as a drink. Fine. And arak, it is a byproduct which is obtained through the distillation of fermented toddy. If you leave this toddy for longer hours, it will get fermented and arak can be prepared out of that. Apart from toddy, other fermented foods are prepared like fermented fish, fermented soybean seeds and bamboo shoots, which are consumed as food. On the screen, you will see the toddy fruit, fermented fish and fermented soybean. So these are the foods which are prepared out of the microbes, through the fermentation. Now the next product is the cheese. Cheese, it is also a milk byproduct. It is also a milk byproduct. It is partially degraded concentrate of milk fat and the casein, which is manufactured by the activity of the microbe. Fine. So here you will see in the market different varieties of cheese you will see. Different varieties of cheese you will see. The different varieties, they differ in texture, flavor, taste. Mainly they differ in their appearance, that is texture, and the smell, flavor, and also taste. These differences are due to the use of different microbes for the maturation and for their formation. So here in your NCERT we will come across two cheese brands, that is Swiss cheese and Roquefort cheese. Swiss cheese, it is have the speciality of the Swiss cheese is the presence of larger holes. Larger holes in the Swiss cheese is because of the release of large amount of carbon dioxide. Large amount of carbon dioxide which give it a bigger holes. For this, Propionibacterium shermani is responsible. A bacteria which is used for the production of the Swiss cheese is Propionibacterium shermani, asked for 1 mark in annual exam. The next one is the Roquefort cheese. Roquefort cheese is a cheese which is having a very good flavor with greenish blue tinge, or you can say bluish tinge, which is very attractive to look. So this is because on the Roquefort cheese, the fungi, that is Penicillium roqueforti, is allowed to mature, it is allowed to grow, and the growth of this fungi on the cheese will convert it into a Roquefort cheese which is having demand in the market. So that is about the Roquefort cheese. So till now in the household products you have studied about the curd, idli, dosa, toddy, bread, even you can take the cake, all the bakery items, cheese. In all these we are using the microbes. Like in the curd we are using the lactic acid bacteria which is called lab, fine, and in the bakery items we are using yeast which is called Saccharomyces cerevisiae, and in the idli dough the atmospheric bacteria like Leuconostoc mesenteroid, Pediococcus cerevisiae, and in the cheese we are using Propionibacterium shermani and also Penicillium roqueforti. So all these microbes are useful to the human beings. They are useful to the human beings. Fine. They are called as probiotics. They are called probiotics. That is, they are useful to the human beings. They are useful to the human beings. That is why they are called probiotics. Fine. They improve the nutritional quality and they will add the benefit to the human health. So let us read the next one, that is the microbes in the industrial products. Now microbes, apart from using in household products, they are also used in the large scale production of beverages and antibiotics. So usually these beverages are prepared in a big tank in the industries which are called fermenter. Here mainly we are using the process of fermentation. What do you mean by fermentation? Here the microbes will use the organic matter in which they are growing, and they will not use oxygen. they will not, I mean, they anaerobically, they will grow and respire, and a byproduct of that we are using. Now let us see these microbes in industrial products tomorrow. So hope you understood today's topic. Let me just stop the topic.